How's it going? Just make sure everything's working before I get started. Got 2 different drinks to try today, and I also have a protein bar. I'll do a little taste test of looking at the ingredients and everything. Yeah. All right. Looks like it's working. So I'm going to start with the seltzer water, then the energy drink, and then I'll do the protein bar. Let's see. Put that into emote mode. Okay. I'm going to do each one, and then I'll take a look at the comments and see if anyone said anything. And I'll try to respond to those if that's the case. Take a look at this Polar Seltzer Raspberry Lime. Kind of a nice branding to it. Got the bear, got some fruit and such on there. This is 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliters. It says 0 calories, not much else. It says no sugar or sweeteners, no caffeine or sodium, contains no juice. And for the ingredients, it says carbonated water, natural flavors. So very simple ingredients. Who knows what natural flavors means, but that's what's in here. It's made in Worcester, MA. Yeah. Very simple. Let me wipe off the can a little bit. We'll do a close-up. There we go. Polar Seltzer, refreshingly natural. Raspberry lime. Oops. 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliters. It says no sugar or sweeteners, no caffeine or sodium, contains no juice. And then it's 0 everything, pretty much. Carbonated water, natural flavors. Yep. Very simple. It says family made since 1882. That's interesting. All right. Let's pop it open. There it is. See the carbonation, it's clear, that's nice. No added colors or anything. I prefer that personally most of the time. Looks good. Let's do the smell test. Yeah, slight berry smell to it. Yeah. Not a strong smell, but like just kind of a berry smell. Anyways, again, this is the raspberry lime polar seltzer. Try it out. I mean, no surprise. It's just a little bit of flavoring to the sparkling water. I'd say it's a little bit less bitter than some of these that I've had from different brands. Yeah. Does it taste like raspberries or lime? I don't know. This one's a little bit floral. like floral to me in not a great way. It doesn't really remind me of either thing that's supposed to be in here, but you're getting some sort of flavor and taste. It's fine. I've had the Polar strawberry cream one, and I preferred that one to this, just based on what you're getting flavor wise out of these things. This one's okay, but at least to me, personal preference, taste, personal preference. I'm not a fan really of this flavor profile. I guess you could say that it's kind of sour, but it's just the taste of water. They don't even add any sort of citric acid or anything to mimic the lime flavor. I know that it says natural flavors, but who knows what that means in practice? I don't know. It's fine. Let's try it from the can here. Yeah, to me, this tastes like some sort of floral, like almost soapy thing, even from the can. Not from, I mean, there could be soap in my glass, but I doubt it. Yeah. Whatever flavoring they're using to mimic raspberry lime to me, it just doesn't really taste like anything that I would imagine those two. So that's that. I mean, it's fine. If you want some sort of flavor with your sparkling water, you could check this one out. I guess, but I do prefer the strawberry cream one to this from this same company. So yeah, that's it. That's the Polar Seltzer Raspberry Lime. Next, any questions, comments? That was a dud to me, but it was okay. And I've got a bunch of these that I'll drink at some point too. So this next one, sadly, is not easily available on Amazon. It's kind of like a little difficult to get, but I've got it, so I'm gonna do a review on it. Anyways, take a look at this raspberry sorbet 3D energy drink. The 16 fluid ounce. A lot of stuff going on here. It says energy evolved, zero sugar, no artificial dyes, 200 milligrams of caffeine. It's kind of hard to read this. Wow. This label is difficult. 10 calories, 2 total carbohydrates, 35, what was that? 135 milligrams of sodium, 6% of your daily value. And then ingredients: carbonated water, caffeine, sodium citrate, 3 energy active blend, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate. Those are 2 preservatives. And then citric acid, malic acid, sucralose, and ACE K. Sucralose and ACE K are sugar alternatives. And then natural raspberry sorbet type flavor, natural lemon flavor. Yeah. Zoom in here. Maybe it'll be easier to see on screen than I can see on my face, eyes. Anyways, raspberry sorbet. There's the 16 fluid ounce. At least that's what it should say. 473 milliliters. Energy evolved. Zero sugar, no dyes. 200 milligrams caffeine. That's a fair amount. Frame of reference would be 8 ounce. So half of this for a coffee would be like 75 to 120 milligrams. So I guess per volume, this is lower, but in total, it's more than a cup of coffee. So 10 calories, 135 milligrams of sodium on there. There are some vitamins. We've got niacin, B6, B12, pantothenic acid. Those are all 200% of your daily value. And then there's some warnings about energy drinks. We got our ingredients. Try to get closer here. Sorry, it's hard to hold it up to the camera. Carbonated water, caffeine, sodium citrate, 3D energy active blend, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, which are preservatives, calcium, I said that again, citric acid, malic acid. So those are going to be either stabilizers or just like flavor components, a sour, citrusy, almost like apple flavor for the malic acid. And then sucralose and ACE-K are low-calorie sweetener sugar alternatives. Do your research on those and understand what you're drinking. Because there is some mixed research on some of those sweeteners. Natural raspberry sorbet type flavor and natural lemon flavor. So that's it on the ingredients. Let's pop it open and try it. Oh, it's a cool black topper with a black tab on it. That's nice. There we go. Should be good. Not much to say about how it looks. It's nice and clear. You can see a bit of the carbonation. Yeah, very nice. All right. Again, this is the 3D Energy Raspberry Sorbet flavor. Straight out. Actually, let me do a smell test first. Can't really smell anything from the can. From the glass, it definitely smells like a fruit. Yeah. Not a strong smell, really. Pretty decent raspberry flavor going on. A lot of the carbonation went away. Pouring it into a glass. Let me try it from the can here. Yeah, depending on your glass, in this case, it had to travel a long distance. I lost a lot of the carbonation. I think it'd be fine from a glass with ice. There's enough flavor here that it would work. But if you prefer carbonation, just drink it from the can so you don't lose that. Trying to think how I can describe the flavor here. To me, raspberry sorbet, either that or some sort of cotton candy or some type of like artificial. I mean, they call it natural, right? Do they call it natural? Natural raspberry sorbet type flavor, natural lemon flavor. So, whatever that means. Yeah. So, to me, maybe a cotton candy, I guess, sorbet, as in a cold, dessert. Sure. You get those artificial sweetener tastes, like the aftertaste and everything to them. The sucralose and the Ace K, they were fine to me. I've gotten used to them. Out of the three energies that I've had, I wouldn't say this is my favorite flavor, but it's okay. If you're into raspberry flavored stuff, it could work out for you. It does have that, like, I can't even say strong sweetness because it's sugar alternatives and they have their own like version of sweet, but add that to it with the bit of aftertaste from the sucralose and Ace K sweeteners, and then add that sorbet, like, I guess, raspberry flavor. It's fine to me, but personal preference. There's that. Yeah. And 200 milligrams caffeine for the can is a fair amount. It's a lot to drink in one sitting. Sorry. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, this is clearly not the drink you should be drinking. It does have some vitamins in here, the niacin, B6, B12, pantothenic acid. Those are common ones in energy drinks. And then in this case, 200% of your daily value for each one of those. And it also has 135 milligrams of sodium. So that's 6% of your daily value. It's kind of like a bag of chips, but in drink form with the like amount of sodium in it. So up to you. If you have kidney issues or something, clearly don't drink high sodium stuff. I think that's how it works. But for everyone else, you're probably fine. It's related to water retention and such. So yeah, it's okay to me. If you're into just classic energy drinks with pretty much all the same components but different flavors, this is one of those. That was the Raspberry Sorbet 3D Energy. Next, drink some water after that. Got this little thing here. Next up, we've got I guess this could be called a protein bar, but it's not like super high in protein compared to some of them. Anyways, taking a look at this Trubar Sweet and Dreamy Cookies and Cream flavored protein bar. All right. So it does look pretty small, but it's packed with stuff. Take a look here. It says 190 calories, 12 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber. And it says no gluten, no dairy, no soy, no seed oils, no sugar alcohols, all delicious. And it's 1.76 ounce, 50 grams. So they're trying to appeal to people that don't want certain things. And it says simply made with almonds, cocoa powder, pea protein, and cassava. And it's made in Florida. And there's a lot of information here. 8 grams of total fat, 3.5 grams of saturated fat, 160 milligrams of sodium, which is 7% of your daily value, 23 total carbohydrates, and the 10 grams of fiber, 7 grams total sugars, 12 grams of protein, It does have calcium, iron, and potassium. And then for the ingredients, this is a big list. I'll just show it on screen. But basically, tapioca blend, protein blend, almonds. So if you're allergic to almonds, clearly this is not going to be the thing for you. Organic pea protein, crisps, pea protein isolate, rice flour, cane sugar, palm oil, fair traded cocoa powder, natural flavors, sea salt, and sunflower lecithin, lecithin, however you pronounce that. And then it contains tree nuts, almonds. So obviously, if you're allergic to tree nuts, this is not going to be your protein bar to eat. I'll show this all on screen now, or close up. There it is. Sweet and dreamy cookies and cream. Non-GMO verified project, or project verified. And there's 190 calories, 12 grams protein. 1.76 ounce. Oops. On this side. 1.76 ounce, 50 grams. We got our Simply Made almonds, cocoa powder, pea protein, cassava. Made in Florida. Try to get up close here. Sorry. 190 calories, 8 grams total fat, 3.5 grams of saturated fat. There's no trans fat. That's nice. 160 milligrams of sodium, which is 7% of your daily value. That's a little bit more than a bag of chips, usually. So usually those are like 6%, but it depends, of course. 23 grams of total carbohydrates. Sorry, trying to hold it steady here. 7 grams of total sugars. 12 grams of protein. That's the whole appeal of this is the protein, right? And calories, I guess. And then we've got a little bit of calcium and iron and potassium. And for the ingredients, the tapioca blends, which is a mix of tapioca syrup and cassava root flour. And the protein blend, which is brown rice protein, or organic pea protein, almonds. And then there's more peas, lots of peas. And then we've got rice flour, calcium carbonate, organic cane sugar, palm oil, cocoa powder, cocoa, however you pronounce it. Anyways, natural flavor, sea salt, and then sunflower stuff, whatever that is. Yeah. Let's open it up. I found that the easiest way for me to open these, which I've already had a few of them, is I'm just gonna pull the side here. Okay, that was not especially easy. Let's zoom out for a second. Because once I touch it, it's got a coating. It's gonna stick to my fingers. So that's what it looks like. These ones seem pretty sensitive to heat. That coating especially. It's already getting on my fingers. See if I can get a better look. It's not exactly appealing visually. Try to break it in half, but doesn't want to break in half easily either. This is why I don't like doing snack reviews comparatively to the drink reviews. But with the coating on this thing, it's a little even worse. Because I think it's melting. Yeah. Trying to break it in half, it did not work. I'll just tear it, maybe? Oh, this looks bad. There we go. That's what it looks like. So you can see the other pieces stuck to my finger. Try not to get protein bar on my lens. So that's what it looks like in this case. Just a coating, and then we've got some of the pea protein, whatever it said, crisps, different things going on. Yeah. So that's that. Let's try it out. It's pretty dense, chewy. Definitely takes a while to get through. Got a little bit of the chocolate. Let's put this over here. Kind of messed up the package here. So some of the chocolate flavor. The peas, I don't really notice. Too much. It's not like it's bursting with flavor or anything, but to me, it's pleasant tasting. I taste some of the chocolate flavor. It's relatively dense. Like I said, it's not strongly sweet. So if you prefer things just not to taste super sweet, this is fine. I think it'll work. There's a lot of calories in here. It's at 12 grams of protein. When you're eating a protein bar, you know, maybe there's not a big expectation of like bursting flavor or anything. The pea protein to me, I don't taste peas. It's not like you're eating a bowl of peas that are cooked or whatever. I don't really notice the pea flavor. I'm fine with peas. I like peas. So, I mean, maybe I just don't notice it. But the almonds themselves too might add a slight almond flavor to this thing as well. And then the coating is nice. It's just messy, right? So you want to try to keep these things as cold as possible. The problem is you can't really stick it in a fridge or anything because it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard, most likely, if you did that. So kind of difficult to eat in a way. I would just keep it in the package and eat it from the package. I wouldn't do this. I just have to do it for showing it. But I personally like it looks gross holding it up. I personally like the flavor of it. It's simple. I don't really have any frame of reference to alternatives, really. The nice thing about this one, in my opinion, is that it doesn't have any of the sugar alcohols, sugar alternatives in it. The ingredients are simple. You're still getting some protein in it, and I try to avoid peanuts. So I would prefer something like this comparatively to a protein bar with peanuts, and so many of them have peanuts in them. So with this one in pea protein, I prefer it in almonds as well. But obviously, if you're allergic to tree nuts, this is not going to be one for you. Yeah, so I like it, but it's definitely going to be down to personal preference. I wouldn't say that flavor and texture and everything is amazing in this, but kind of know what you're getting into if you're super particular or picky about that type of thing. So, again, this was the Trubar Sweet and Dreamy Cookies and Cream protein bar. All right, I'm just gonna. Anyways, that is it for me for today. If you're on Amazon or YouTube, feel free to follow those. That would be helpful. I do this, but I also do technology reviews and such as well, like cameras and computer stuff and all that. All right. So yeah, that, and then sign out of the YouTube one. There's that. It's kind of